team, or do you not care to beat any other team in particular? I'm thinking in particular about Miracle maybe wanting to get after OG a little bit, or maybe any of the rest of you wanting to prove yourselves against any one team. Is there any thought of that at all?
I don't think our players have any grudge matches against our teams. We don't really... We actually just aim for the championships. We just want to win. And we actually just want to be the best. And I feel like we have a great atmosphere right now in the team. And I think it matters a lot come winning that you are having fun while playing.
Matumbaman and Miracle often switch that 1 and 2 position. We've seen awesome Broodmother games out of Matumbaman. And I'm particularly excited because he said that, you know, they have their plans, they have their style, they don't want to deviate too much from it entering in, and I shamelessly want more Broodmother play.
We might see it, I guess, but it's not going to be an early pick. It's going to be 4th or 5th pick. So
I don't think it's ever been... I think it's only been a 5th pick by Team Liquid. And
it's just how the hero works now. You can't really pick it in the early phase. It's like the games that we watch as well. Like if Brood actually has a bad game in the beginning because she has a lot of counters, then it's not a good hero.
Yeah, I actually realized that was probably one of the most brutal games that we saw Team Liquid have, where they couldn't find a good spot for Broodmother, kept bouncing back and forth between lanes.
Brutal. Huh.
Hey! Bringing the top tier form on Thursday.
Anyways,
talking about Merlini.
for this game, if you're playing against Empire and you see them draft Teamfight, and if you're Liquid, do you actually draft more Teamfight, or do you try and cheese them with like a Huskar Oracle or Broodmother or like a Lone Druid push?
I think maybe to try to speed them up a bit. They might go for the Prophet on Mind Control.
I think Mind Control is one of the most underrated players in all of Dota, especially on Nature's Prophet. That's like his best hero, and that's one of the best heroes in this meta right now.
I'm curious to see if he'll be doing it. We've seen him on Bristleback quite often in this event. And it's time to get this match underway. It's our very first of the day. It's an elimination match, as all are today. Team Liquid versus Team Empire.
Team Liquid versus Team Empire. Game 1.
That voice is so dope.
It's so deep.
I know. I almost want to scream at the top of my lungs for days just to blow my voice out so I can just sound like that. Except I won't be doing anything dramatic.
I'm just waiting for the event that you are on, and it's a 9-day event. You can say, it's day 9.
On day 9, and then I'll be able to measure up to Machine's SCCC joke. God, that was top tier.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
Oh, Bounty Hunter. First pick out of Team Empire. Puck, of course, we've seen be very common, but Bounty Hunter making a first-time appearance at the main event.
Empire intentionally giving away the Coddle to Team Liquid and deciding that Bounty Hunter is going to be their tool to help fight it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is really bad at that timing once Keeper actually gets his Ags. We've seen that multiple times coming out from Team Liquid. Once they get their Ags, they push high ground with Gem, or Gem in this situation.
You're sort of a Coddle specialist. What is Bounty Hunter? Like, what kind of problems does Bounty Hunter present for a Keeper of the Light?
It's just that you can't like run around from lane to lane so much, and you're afraid of the Bounty Hunter like finding you. You can't jungle as easily, so he's gonna slow down the Coddle's farm by a lot, I think. But at the same time, as I say, if he actually reaches to the point when he gets Ags, then Bounty Hunter doesn't do anything against him. They're gonna group up, and Bounty Hunter is not good against team who's grouping up, and they're gonna push them.
I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about the influence of Bounty Hunter in the later parts of the game, because in early game he can roam around, he can mess with lanes, he can snipe couriers, but in late game he seems so much focused on track.
Yeah, track will give all of your teammates movement speed and extra gold when you kill your opponents, but I think the movement speed is the main thing for track in the late game. Also the vision can't be underrated. It makes connecting on kills so much easier.
And usually you really want to get an advantage early on in the game by getting the track kills. So if you're not leading with gold like in the early mid game, then it's probably something that's going wrong. But if you actually win the fight late game with track kills, then you can actually like turn the game super
He also,
fast.
he enables a lot of heroes who don't farm particularly fast. You know, they can go for kills instead of creep kills, and they can get extra gold that way. So a lot of times we'll see a Bounty Hunter lineup have, you know, some softer carries, but actually scale decently well into the late game because they have so much money across all 5 of their heroes, not just like 3 in particular.
Wow, that's a great point. And also, you know, you brought up the vision earlier. We've seen some things out of Broodmother, and of course, Track being able to.
Bounty Hunter can also sneak behind enemy lines and place deep wards, which could potentially help him find Caudle as Caudle approaches other lanes and starts teleporting his teammates to him.
And interestingly, Liquid take Beastmaster over someone like say the Nature's Prophet. Both are good at pushing towers, but Beastmaster I think promotes pushing together a lot more than Nature's Prophet does, and also I think he's much better versus the Bounty Hunter than the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet can't split push without fear when there's a Bounty Hunter or Nyx in the game.
Beastmaster can have some laning problems though up against a Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is particularly good at getting on top of the Beastmaster if he's trying to offlane, or finding Beastmaster if he decides to retreat to the jungle.
So they only banned one of the pushing heroes in the Lycan, and there's still, I would say, the Lone Druid, which is, they've picked a lot recently, and I think you definitely want to 5-man if you're Team Liquid.
So here we have the Witch Doctor. This hero lanes incredibly well against Beastmaster because of the paralyzing cask bouncing between both the hero and the boar. And when that cask is
like worse to just stun the boar and just kill it, because the boar actually gives a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so without the boar in lane, Beastmaster, he doesn't really do very much. He's just this he's almost like a big melee creep with his axes, just walking around.
Especially as Ben said here, if Liquid actually chose to go for the Lone Druid, then the Witch Doctor is very good against him as well, because also there we have a summon that the cask is gonna bounce around on.
Also, the eventual Necrobook coming out from Beastmaster can be stunned with that cask, which will be helpful, because I imagine there's going to be a timing, like Ben was talking about, where Team Liquid decides, hey, we're going high ground with Caudle Ags, and that is going to be the moment where Empire needs to put up an amazing defense.
And in terms of putting up that amazing defense, is that they'll need to pick stronger anti-push heroes, stronger defensive heroes, or so they need to coordinate better?
Definitely some more team fight, I think, would be appropriate, but also they just need to have, they need to have all their core items. They need to have a certain amount of gold to be prepared and ready to take that fight, because Caudle hits this timing where, with his Aghanim Scepter, he becomes, as soon as he gets that item, he becomes so much stronger than he was, just a minute ago. It makes all the difference. So it's almost like if you're not a burst of gold ahead of Liquid, that Caudle is very, very valuable.
So it's more likely that they will go for more team fight in that sense than go for anti-push, because when Caudle has the Ags, the anti-push won't really do so much, because he will just heal up the creeps. They're going to have Beastmaster Boars and Necrobook, so they're going to be able to siege the towers anyway.
They can just have somebody TP back, and then you port them back in with the Caudle ult. Pretty hard to split push. Also a lot of catch from Team Liquid. Spearbreaker, one of the more difficult heroes to split push against.
They have been answering the opponent's pick, almost every pick. Like the Bounty Hunter is a response to the Caudle, the Witch Doctor is a response to Beastmaster, the Spearbreaker is a response to Bounty Hunter.
And then Weaver is a response to Spearbreaker.
Yeah, so it's just it's very fun to see these drafts where they actually try to outdraft their opponent every time they pick.
I think that's where Dota is, and you need to, why not take advantage of your fourth pick?
Can you explain the Weaver as a response to Spearbreaker?
Yeah. So Weaver is a natural Linken's carrier. So Spearbreaker generally wants to just charge somebody across the map, which he won't be able to do. He'll be able to break Weaver's Linken's globally. So if Beastmaster sees him, Spearbreaker could charge, break the Linken's, and then Beastmaster could roar him and then burn his mana with Necrobooks and kill him that way. But having a Linken's Sphere against Spearbreaker is super nice, because he can't really touch you without help.
And if you actually see the Linken's pop on Weaver, then he knows that it's something that can happen, so he's just going to Sukuchi away.
Good way to sniff out wards or vision you didn't expect. But doesn't Weaver struggle a little bit until he has that Linken's Sphere, because suddenly his invisibility doesn't allow him to evade Spirit Breaker as well?
He certainly can. Weaver does decently well up against melee heroes by just being very mobile hero himself, but then also throwing out the Swarm, which is a lot easier to land on melee heroes.
Here comes the fourth pick, Brood.
Here's the Brood. Yeah, this is this is definitely a comfort pick for Liquid. I think that Empire is decently equipped to deal with it. They still have one more pick for their core position, and they could do something like a Bristleback or a Sand King, or they might be a little light on carry, but like I was talking about earlier, I think Bounty Hunter lineups can get away with having a little less carry than other lineups. So their options for a fifth pick hero up against Brood, I think, are much larger than they would be without the Bounty Hunter. Also, Bounty Hunter throughout the game, he's pretty good at catching out Broodmother.
He is.
At some point in the game, you can just put a Bounty Hunter put a gem on Bounty Hunter, and he can just walk through the jungle and find Brood. And once you get track on Brood, it's over. You hit him once, and he's not moving.
The problem for Brood as well is that he's gonna be afraid of farming with his hero at like every camp in the jungle. So he's mostly gonna farm with his spiderlings to not show, to not being able to show, so Bounty can track him. But that is also gonna slow down his farm by a lot.
He should win any lane that he's up against, though.
How is he against Puck mid?
I think he crushes Puck.
I think so too.
I think there's not that many mid heroes left. I think Ember is probably the best one that I can think of because he's also good for Spirit Breaker. Very hard for Spirit Breaker to catch an Ember Spirit out.
Well, Bristleback.
Bristleback's decent too, but we haven't seen FN play it as much as, let's say, the Ember
That's
Spirit.
true.
So
yeah, definitely a Resolution Weaver.
Yeah,
I would guess.
I do like Bristle, but I'm not sure about the hero player company. If it were Super, it would be Bristle.
It'd make a lot more sense, certainly.
In terms of win condition, I mean, we've talked a little bit about how powerful Oggs is for pushing with Keeper of the Light, but is Team Liquid going to be just, you think, exclusively focused on pushing in mid and late game as a core win condition? I mean, Spirit Breaker is so effective at...
You don't know what their last pick is. They could easily do like last pick AM, and they have another way to win if they want to take it late. So.
They could do a couple of different options. They have a lot of vision during the day with Caudle and Beastmaster. But it's, you know, it is kind of difficult to split push against Bounty Hunter because he places these deep wards and he finds out all the information about your team, and he knows, oh, there's 2 heroes on this side, there's 1 hero mid and 2 heroes down there. So, we can send 3 heroes top and gank those guys. So it's, you get a lot of information when you have a Bounty Hunter, so split pushing isn't always the best strategy. I think just finding the right timing, which I think they're definitely geared up to do here, and just going high ground and ending the game early where Bounty Hunter really has a very low impact on team fights is probably the play.
They're just really gonna try to get some pickups early with the Beast and Spirit Breaker, and maybe Brood can get some picks and make sure that the keeper will get his Aghanims, and then they're probably gonna try to force Roche or towers during the day.
Does it almost feel like there's a clock on Team Liquid? They have to begin winning this thing sooner rather than later?
I don't think so.
It just depends how many kills they give up. I think how many track kills they give up is what's going to determine. I think otherwise they're fine going into the late game. Caudle and Beastmaster will have a huge impact for the vision of this game.
And the Necrophos is always like scary in the late game as well.
Batrider good at picking off the Broodmother, not particularly good in lane. I think Liquid, you got to watch out for Matoma Man on this Broodmother, make sure he doesn't get out of control.
Interesting to see the last pick Batrider, as he was often one of the first or second picks in virtually every game he's been in. But with the drafts being completed, it means it's time for game number 1 between Liquid and Empire.
Thank you very much, Day 9. And indeed, another day begins here at the International 2017. Empire versus Liquid. An incredibly interesting matchup to start the day with. Empire, of course, having this run. Liquid being this incredibly...
Damage advantage, and it might be a bounty hunter looking in between the lanes, so.
We'll see if he gets away with this as well. He's at the rune spot, Roger.
Already a charge coming out.
Will he be able to get this? He's going to try for it for sure. He gets himself on top of it, looks for it, and he'll take it. Empire get themselves 3 of the bounty runes there. Nice little way there for Roger and the gang to begin.
Let's take a look if they blocked any camps. So they did block 1. Okay. Liquid did actually block the pole this time around. So we've been seeing a lot of these dual pressuring aggro lanes just to make sure that they can't pull the wave back. And it's Dire, so Dire always wants to be blocking that pull camp since the lane meets at a better equilibrium.
We'll see how much Rezo gets out of this laning stage. We've seen how many times previously, you know, if Rezo gets a lead early, he's very good at playing it safe. Very few deaths, I feel, on Rezo as a whole throughout this tournament. Incredibly safe carry. Bottom lane already, GH trying to come in with the blast, but damage is returned. Down to half health, will be forced back, and it looks like at the moment this presence from the two supports on Empire down bottom doing a very good job at keeping this offlane away from resolution.
You can tell what their focus is. Yeah, they're like, okay, Rezo is our big winning condition for this game. He's our, it's like a single carry weaver, so he has to get an amazing start.
Look at this, in fact, with the cast, some decent bounces off the range creep. And I'm going to make a bit of a go here onto mind control. They are going to try and turn towards the bounty, and to charges there as well, but a little too far away, of course. It comes from the other side of the map. We'll see if he continues with it. It doesn't look like he's going to hold back. He's going to continue flying across the map here.
Liquid's very low on regen in this dual aggro. They actually
I mean, Kuroki might... can they get away with this?
He's got a dust, too.
Yeah,
they should be able to get him.
Potential first blood with Liquid surrounding Roger. Can they get him out of there? That's the question. But Poshka does have the cast. Resolution now turning. In fact, Liquid do have to be careful as well. Rezo gets the Shikuchi hit, but in fact, it's going to be the mid lane where Miracle gets a solo kill onto FN. That was not expected, Fog.
That's never expected. That matchup can be very one-sided in some situations, but Miracle, very comfortable laner.
Getting a solo kill in that situation, absolutely huge there.
There must have been some like overstepping of the bounds, maybe Orb to try to get on the high ground and then just got chased out, unexpected damage. Kuro now, secondary dust thrown on.
Oh, he's ready to go for Roger again. Indeed, Roger. See how he plays his way out of this. Of course,
he just wants the bounty rune.
Oh, he's going to get it as well. And he should be fine getting out. No one else from the side of Empire heading over. Kuro getting away with that CS in the mid lane despite that death on the puck. Very even at the moment.
Yeah. Necro has a pretty high in game, so your base damage gets better and better in that lane matchup as it goes on. And then the double nulls, of course, as we've been seeing happen very often in all those mid laners, just get double of your stat priority item, so you can just have an easier time laning.
Definitely the scariest lane at the moment being that top lane. The fact that this Brood is absolutely dominating this lane, Matuma.
He's getting eaten every time the spiders walk up. Very low armor hero, the Bat Rider. He's able to get a lot of sticky stacks though. If he can see the actual Broodmother hero, he can get a dust up and they can probably turn and kill him pretty easily. But it's all about having that vision and knowing exactly where he is. Like with the Sentry Ward down.
The poor Rodrigo, I mean, Ghostic's trying to go, but still, there's a lot of spiders on him. Kuro's going to be coming in with the charge as well. Firefly onto Matuma Man, does have a couple of stacks, pops the stick charges though, trying to man up onto Ghostic, and with the spiders, he may just get this. No, he can't.
Gets him.
He does get him, okay. Looks like Matuma, did he get out as well? He's out of range of the Sentry, and he's fine now. No more detection on Roger. Matuma Man survives.
Saving all those stick charges. A little bit of a bait play there coming out from Matu. Playing the lane very well. And now they force movement, so Bounty Hunter went top, and now it alleviates bottom lane for GH and My Control to start attempting to pressure Rezo a bit. But like we said, they really emphasize on making him farm. And now they're actually turning on GH. They get the Maledict and the stun, and GH is going to
bugs on both, yeah, GH.
Rezo might drop surviving. Though, but he's got the stick charges.
He could turn and try and have a bit of a punch back into Mind Control if he wants. He's thinking about it as he heads forward, but well, with the next Treat Wave coming in, he will hold back. But at the moment, you know, Empire, as you say, with the way they start the lanes, want to make sure Rezo has a good start, and they're certainly getting that. It's just that it's costing them up towards the top half. Mid lane, not so much. Sure, there was that one kill, but other than that, FN still standing pretty strong against Miracle in this 1v1 matchup.
That kill could be big, though, because now Miracle's going to get level 6 way earlier than the Puck does, so they actually have... Necro can go for kills on that Puck very easily with that Reaper Scythe. He's stepping up aggressively, right? He went for it right away, yeah. He's trying to just keep that Puck at bay, and Puck has to go back. Doesn't even have bottle yet, so no regen. Now it's going to be quite a Necro favorite matchup with that sustain. Cask actually bounces onto Mind Control there. May have been able to get push cup the RNG. Wasn't like that. Roger, I think noting that FN's probably getting 6 soon, trying to make plays around the mid lane, but okay, FN does have the Shrine. It's about to be 5 minutes. That'll be useful.
Still 1-2 at the moment. Matuma Man, I mean, the panel said this, you know, Peter was worried this could become the issue, and already, you know, this is a Broodmother that has been pretty much untouched for the start of this lane. He gets involved in a kill, There was only the bounty that came up to try and have a bit of a look in on bringing Matumba down, but even Roger coming in, having the sentry there ready to go, it's not enough. And this Matumba man Brood is going to become very scary very quickly at this rate. Top of the CS. Roger finding GH here in the jungle.
This is what Ake was talking about. It really just messes with your farm as a coddle, having that bounty hunter constantly poking you since you're so low armor. Every time he hits you is an immense amount of damage.
Mind control, the courier, and he may just find it here with the wolves, and he does.
Gets it. That's pretty huge, actually. That surge of gold for the Broodmother and for the Necro mid is going to be very useful.
Bountiful. And Roger will be able to steal the bounty rune here. They pop the dust, hoping to get him on the way out, but Roger did take the safer route up on the high ground. Meanwhile, down bottom again. Look how low Ghost Stick is. Once more, this pressure. As soon as Kuro joins
Spiders
the forces of Matumba.
Yeah. Too many spiders for him to try to turn onto Matumba. Without a pre-sentry ward down, being able to get those initial sticky stacks, he's unable to deal with all those spider links.
I mean, because of the pressure as well, Matumba's putting on the top lane. Miracle feels safe to play aggressive mid. Roger actually gets the courier because of Miracle's aggression. Now they make a bit of a go. Dream Coils drop down. They quite have damage though. It looks unlikely. He's still got...
He's very tanky.
You can't kill this with just those two heroes, not at all. But
with the treads as well, he can, you know, tread swap with the stick plus the Ghost Shroud. It's very hard.
And in fact, Roger's the one in trouble. Kuro and GH wrapping around. Do they have detection? They do. One more dust is out. GH to get the kill there with the eliminate. And that GH's presence there, of course, bringing off the back, because I think you called it what? GH
he died bottom.
Get taken down bottom.
Yeah, Rezo dove behind the tower for him alone. So Rezo's putting on aggression by himself, is very important for them for that bottom. But the discrepancy between the Necro is really shown to that puck. 1,200 gold lead for Miracle here.
Yeah, the difference between the offlane and the mid.
Look how deep he's playing too. May pay for it if there's some that lucky bounces.
I don't know.
Between
these
no lucky
two,
bounces.
Yeah, it feels very unlikely with the levels that Miracle has.
Without the coil, with all the stick charges saved up, that double or that 75% amplification from Ghost Shroud.
Bottom lane, Rezo, he's being gone upon here. They've got the Primal Roar as well to lock him down. He
the bash?
does not have the ult up. He does have Shikuchi, and that's going to be enough.
That bash actually almost got him killed.
Time lapse now back and available as well for Rezo. If he gets pressured upon again, we'll have that to rely on.
So they do have Lasso now on Ghost Stick. So same kind of scenario. They still need to have a pre-sentry ward down so they can see where Matu is, and then 1 or 2 stacks, they can go for that dive, the bounty. But it's still a very hard kill with all those spiderlings around. Matu looks like he's going for a Deso rush too, and he's going to have it very soon, to be honest. He's about 500 gold away from that Desolator if he wants to get it right off the bat. It's pretty absurd.
Look at this mid lane. They're eyeing a Miracle. They do have Dream Coil to set up to allow Ghost Stick to close the gap. Has got Lasso. He will get it off, but already Miracle. He got the first heal. Out charge from Kuro onto 3. Miracle is just going to look to turn. The Reaper Scythe comes down. Roger's gone. The rest of Empire have to back up. And this really is the problem now. Because of the start Miracle has, it takes so long to even get close to bringing him down that there's more than enough time for Liquid to react.
Got so many stat items, plus the raindrop. So he absorbed a lot of that damage that was coming out from him. So right now it's actually for majority of Empire's heroes all magical. It's really just the Weaver who's going to be delivering that physical aspect.
So much pressure on Resolution's Weaver to perform here, because that is where Empire did put the focus on making this safe lane happen. But elsewhere, I mean, already just 9 minutes in, starting to get this 3k gold lead, and as you say, with Matumba's build, very close to having this Deso. It's going to be sort of a pre-10-minute Desolator. I mean, Liquid, they've got the lineup that they could just group up, they could push. Is one of the methods, as the panel were talking about, to deal with the bounty hunter lineup. And if things go Liquid's way, this game could be over around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, he's got Deso. I mean, that's one of the fastest Desolators I've ever seen built up.
Empire have to somehow find some way to sort of stop this 5-man from coming together. GH will be found in the jungle. Resolution should be able to get the solo kill here. Indeed he does. So Rezo still doing as much as he can. Bottom lane, Maposhka getting gone upon by Mind Control. Rezo is coming in. Ghost Stick with the TP as well. Doesn't quite have the lasso, but with the Maledict upon Mind Control,
he's buying out all his items.
He's going to be falling low. He's going to go down. Rezo picking up the double kill. Just getting him up. He's now on the same net worth pretty much as Matumba Man.
Yeah, you know, they tri-lane to secure this Weaver's farm, and it's happening. But Bounty Hunter.
That's a massive bonus. Look how much
that's the Deso.
It had the Deso. I think it had the Veil.
Oh
what?
My goodness, that's such a...
That's one of the biggest courier snipes I think we've seen here on the main stage.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's at 10 minutes. Like, that fact that it's that early with that many items on it is super significant. Matu still is going to be able to pressure the top lane very well though as that Broodmother and gets it down to half health and more than half health.
What a snipe to have there. Yeah. We'll see how much of a hold it does put onto Liquid's momentum, but yeah, definitely a sizable pick off there from Roger. Roger very, very close to nearing that level 6 as well. So something that's certainly going to help Empire recover in these other cores.
They're going for
lane. Yeah, he's gone on. Wait some time here. Still goes down. Maybe they can get a kill in return. This is a good paralyzing cast. And with the lasso as well, dragging Miracle back. Resolution's turned up as well with the bugs out. These would be massive kills. And with the Dream Coil, they might just get them, and they do. They take down both Miracle and Kuroki. Big response there from Empire.
Yeah, all 4 of them making that rotation in. Literally everybody. Rezo being extremely involved, as he needs to be. You know, he's the strongest hero on his team at the moment, so he has to be making those rotations, those plays around first to make sure that his team doesn't fall behind. Bounty about to get 6, as you were mentioning. Get that track online. Mike and Troy popped a random dust.
He's aware of it, yeah. Pops the dust straight away.
He scanned, threw the scan first. No, it did seem like he knew that the bounty was in the area. But now, same thing. Matu takes that top tower, another 1,400 gold. We have to wait for that courier though. That courier has all of their big items on it.
And I think, you know, Roger's courier snipe there may have sort of saved him dying immediately into the Reaper's side. If there was a Veil of Discord in that fight, he would have popped under the ultimate. And down bottom, gets the track out. FN in the neighborhood as well. They'll head forward with their own Veil, bursting this Spirit Breaker down. And with Roger closing the gap, they look to get this one. This is going to be a bit of a track kill. And they'll get it. FN takes the touch. Track kills begin to come into play. And Empire certainly starting to slow down that very much lead that Liquid had. Still the 3K, but it started to level off at that moment. It was sharply veering in favor of Liquid. Empire managed to stabilize the lead that Liquid have. And
GH has resorted completely to the jungle now. Since his team is forcing so much pressure on the map, he has a lot of more room to try to farm that 4-step. They have a very strong push lineup though. When they can actually group together with this Necro, with the Beastmaster. Oh, actually stopped the TP.
Absolutely worth it for Roger. Also the TP. The build continues from Matumba, going for the Mask of Madness on this Brood, so certainly going to speed up the farm, speeds up the push as well.
Imagine if he had his Deso. He'd be even more farmed than this.
He's going to have
12 minutes and he's got Deso, Mask of Madness with Soul Ring. It's absurd. Level 12 already, this Brood.
Down bottom lane, coming in with the smoke. They want to try and catch Mind Control straight in with a Blink Dagger reveal from Ghostic. They grab him, bring him back, and with a Maledict upon him, there's no hope here for the Beastmaster as Mind Control gets caught out, taken down. Another kill for Resolution, putting him closer towards that ultimate orb.
He's already got what? Yeah, he's going to have the fairly fast Lincoln Sphere. That's pretty relevant this game to not get picked off so much by the Spirit Breaker Beastmaster. But however, he does have majority of the kills on his team, so if he does get brought down, the amount of a big surge of gold will go toward Liquid if they're able to actually isolate him.
I mean, you see, sentry down. Liquid getting right back to the base before getting that courier out again.
Oh, that's good.
So that there's no chance of Roger being in the neighborhood for the time being. Roger up towards the top.
If Matu lost this courier, he'd be so sad. He's got like 5,000 gold.
It's nice though, straight away with the Mask of Man. It's a large spider army in the Desolator.
And Medallion, they've got Beastmaster, they've got the Aura, they've got more than enough to bring this down.
This is going to fall down incredibly quickly, and with the position that Empire in elsewhere on the map, very unlikely that they're going to head over to this spot.
Matu's not even using Insatiable Hunger. That's how confident he is that they're going to get this one. So for the push, he's going to be able to use that, or for the fight, he's trying to hold on to it the ultimate as long as possible. 14 minutes, this Broodmother is a menace.
Yeah, and Liquid can seriously think about getting the push together once again now, looking towards some of these tier 2s if they wish. Rezo gets himself the Arcane Rune.
They can continue forcing pressure and forcing Empire to react to them. Well, what we're talking about, the very important thing is GH's Ags, and slowly but surely, he's approaching it, just sitting in the jungle.
I mean, this is the big kill. They will have to do it twice. It looks like they may do it once. They have the track upon him, now trying to stay with the Insatiable Hunger, but he's held back by the Dream Coil. But to a man, silenced as well. That's one kill. Can they do it a second time, though? GH in the neighborhood. Empire going to come back in. They've got the lasso. They saved it for the second round. Dragging Matumba Man back. Tracks upon him again. Roger trying to fight him, and with the burst from FN, they'll take him down. Aegis gone.
3-man track as well.
Very nice kill there. Bringing down the Broodmother twice. And taking the Aegis away from Liquid that quickly after they pick it up. Big plays there from Empire. Bottom lane, Rezo.
Matu's playing in a very aggressive stance there in enemy jungle farming. while his team's everyone else was completely away from him. Nobody else was playing around Matu there.
I want to maybe see if they can make a play happen here. Rezo and Roger. Nice towards Miracle. The bugs are out upon him.
He's got no TP, so they will be the chasing from it, but there is backup from Liquid approaching.
Mind Control doesn't quite have the Primal Roar backup. And indeed, a little too hard for Rezo and Roger to chase down.
Kuroki just went on a big warding expedition. Just got 2 very deep, actually 3 very deep wards, watching a lot of what Empire is going to be doing in the next couple minutes. And yeah, here we see the sticky napalm is super obnoxious for Broodmother, having one of the worst turn rates in the game, unable to actually focus on anybody with that insatiable hunger. And they're looking to go on him again.
They might get away with it. Ghost Stick, can he close this gap? Hold the orb forward. I'm going to jump in, and at the moment just trying to keep him forced back away from this. Again, this is sort of the similar sort of play that we saw from Empire in previous games. They have the 4 of them working together. Rezo just giving that bottom lane, making sure that Weaver continues to find the space.
He's got the Lincolns nice and early. 16 minutes with Treads and Aquila.
6-0-2, a KDA that we've become very much used to seeing on Rezo in early stages of a game. Very, very few deaths on this map.
They get this scan out onto what they would probably think is GH. GH has literally just been jungling still. It's been about 7 minutes, getting closer and closer toward that Aghanim's. Goes for the 4-step first, as always. But Liquid is very content with some farm, letting Empire make mistakes and go under pressure. Roger.
And they're going in on him with the Veil upon him and the Reaper's side. There's no escape for that man. Resolution's going to try and turn the Ghost Stick, jumping forward with the lasso. Will grab the Spirit Breaker. Kuro down. They do lose 2 for in the long run, so Liquid are happy with this one. If they can get Rezo, that would be massive. But the Lincolns protects him.
Ghost Stick getting slowed up a lot here, but gets to the high ground.
So Liquid definitely showing us, once they can get a lead in like that, they can find the trades, come out on top. Ultimate already sweeping back over to Empire's side of the map, has eyes on FN. Those resolutions around as well. Rezo sitting in the middle lane.
It really tells what Liquid's idea is in this game. The fact that he goes for the Deso rather than going for something like an Orchid. Because Orchid this game versus Puck, versus Weaver, versus Vac can be extremely potent this, so far. But he wants to be that big physical damage dealer because he is pretty much their one hero. They have a Necro who's going to be building toward that Radiance, as we see Miracle getting very close to it, actually. But he is the big physical objective taker. He's the one who hits buildings, so he doesn't really care about killing heroes. That's not the nature of Liquid's lineup. It's about that siege.
You're on top of Empire, looking for the easier kills.
Well, GH is they're gonna chase him down here.
With the blinding light and the 4 stuff, yeah, it's too much. Too much distance for Empire to close. They can look to put some pressure on this top tower. Ghost Stick and Roger in the neighborhood. Lasso. Back up in 25.
GH has like a specific formula. It's always like triples, wind lace, and 4-step, so he's got that extra movement speed to get away from those ganks too. They're so comfortable playing around with this hero. Look at how much they're farming. They're all kind of like positioned around each other. Right now, it's not the time for Liquid to force anything. They're like, all right, finish up our next big items. The Radiance, of course, or Miracle, which is about 100 gold away. We have nothing else that's too massive other than the Ags on the Coddle and perhaps a BKB maybe on the Broodmother.
Top lane GH and Mind Control in there for the defense. Empire, though, they still want to jump. Ghost Stick comes in, Primal roars down to the Batrider. Rezo, he's still ready to fight, throws out the bugs, there's the track as well, connection onto GH, forces himself back, but Rezo and Roger chase him down into tree line. That'll be 1 track kill. Now Mind Control, he's surrounded by 3, does have the backup of Kuro, coming in onto Ghost Stick, will go down, but Empire, looks like they may just have to clean up. The Shuriken bounces, double kill for Rezo, they're into the trees as well, looking for Kuroki. He'll pop the stick charges, trying to juke it out, but with the track vision, there's no escaping.
Godlike already.
Triple kill for Rezo, all track kills as well there, as he's very close to having that diffusal blade done. In fact, taking this tower will pretty much put him in that position. Lane, Roger. Let's get the track onto Matuma. Rezo already there in position.
God,
Rezo, can he go for this on his own? It's a little bit tricky, this one. This spider is incredibly scary. And with Miracle there, Rezo's got to be careful. Will time-lapse back out of it, knows that this is not a kill he can take.
The damage from Insatiable Hunger and Desolator.
Intrigued to see what Matuma Man goes for next as well. A lot of money on this spider. Almost certainly considering his options. I mean, are there any sort of items that scream out as incredibly good to have early on in this game?
BKB is decent, just the magic resist AR, the magic versus Bat and Puck. Or you can go for the Manta to remove that obnoxious track all the time. The more defensive ones.
Right, Rezo.
Rezo is just non-stop
wanting to
pressure.
Play around with this. They've got the Puck here as well. FM ready to go. Drops down the Dream Coil. Mind Control Dendi does have a primal roar, but he's silenced up. There's no escape for this Beastmaster, and Rezo just continuing the streak. 10 kills already on this Weaver. Yet to die, and that was without the diffusal. He has that now as well.
13 of the 14 kills with Rezo running around.
Absolutely insane. Lema Poshka will be fine. Miracle quite close enough to get off that Reapers to hold him back. And overall still, as we can see, slight net worth lead here for Liquid.
Yeah, just about 4K.
It's the fact that Miracle and Matsuba farming a little bit better, but it's incredibly close.
Yeah, it does look
GH though, I mean this, it's going to be another freebie here for Rez when the gang tracks out as well. And I mean, Resolution, they're
just giving him every kill.
Loving his life, and this is insane. Rezo is going to be such a threat this match, if he's not shown to be one already. This Weaver becoming a massive issue. Matuma Man, as you suggested, going for the Manta style to give him a bit of a chance against these silences. These tracks top lane. Bro jumps upon by Ghostic. Ghostic and Roger, we'll see if they have enough damage. Flame Break out, does cancel the charge there. And with him in the Firefly, that should about do it, and it does. Another kill. And I've got to say, 21 minutes into the game, this is so many track kills.
Yeah, he's already hit the level 12 threshold on the Bounty Hunter, so that's where it actually becomes a lot more useful for your teammates and for yourself. That increased pool that you get.
Rezo mid. Being eyed up by Matuma and Mind Control. They do have the Primal Roar, but again, without Lincolns, it's hard to make a go. In fact, there's the wraparound around from Roger. FN drops the Dream Coil. Tracks start to get laid out. They've got them onto both. Death Track's there as well. Matuma getting bursted down low. FN coming forward with the Reaper side down to Rezo. It's not enough. Time lapse is out. Resolution survives. Turns back towards Matuma Man. Matuma, can he survive with the Insatiable Hunger? He can't. Matuma Man's down. Kuro looking to charge forward, trying to get the Witch Doctor. Will find it. Resolution survives. It's just a 1-for-1. Empire only losing the support again. Getting track kills at a big kill as well, bringing down Matumba, who was at the time top of the net worth.
Rezo living again though, he's becoming way too big to becoming a massive problem. Another track
and
kill.
He just picks up 9 control. In fact, maybe he's got a double damage. Rezo's got a double damage. This is so damn scary. He looks towards Miracle and Kuroki. He'll take the tower first under their nose, and now he says, now I'll come back to look towards you. Does get back up. Can he get out of this one? He's bringing Miracle down there with the Shikuchi. He does it.
Oh my
Kuro's
God.
got as well. Ghostic with the lasso, grabs GH, brings it back. They get the full team wipe. Empire here on this main stage, dominating Liquid in these team fights. Resolution going absolutely ham, and it isn't just the Rezo show, it's his full team enabling him. The track plays Roger on this Bounty Hunter, just getting so much done for the team. And you see Rezo, he's just focusing the tower. He wants the tower first, then he turns back for the kills. And again, playing on the edge of his life, does not have time lapse yet to rely on, and he just swags it out of there with the Shikuchi.
It was actually so close to him dying there, but you see how aggressive he's playing? There's like no downtime right now for Rezo. Every single situation, it's not like he goes back to farm. He just goes, looks for a rune, goes for a kill, non-stop looking for GH to try to punish Liquid. Since he is still pretty hard to kill. The only real thing that they have for him is the Spirit Breaker, but with that Lincolns, it's a very tough thing to bring down. This Weaver is very elusive. Now with the full Maelstrom picked up, going to be going for the BKB next. When he's got that magic immunity, it's going to be very scary for Liquid. But now, Liquid's draft is all about getting that Aghanim's timing, and it's getting closer and closer. 1600 away for GH now.
Now Roshan is up. We'll see if either side looks to take it. We saw previously how quickly Liquid can find it. Liquid themselves, they will get a free pick here. Roger caught out in the river. Reaper's sight down, make sure that bounty's out for as long as possible. 65 seconds without that bounty hunter.
Liquid's gotten pretty tired of all these invis mechanic bugging them so much so. Yep, gem picked up. No more of those shenanigans.
They need to control both Roger and Rezo.
They're having too much impact on the map, just knowing when to take fights. Rezo's just showing up to all of them from that bounty hunter, giving him all the vision. Roche is back up now. Does get scouted out. And Liquid has a very good team to Roche with his Insatiable Hunger and the Beastmaster.
They got away with it last time. Liquid looking like they have a pretty good shot at getting away with it again. Rezo is in the neighborhood though. A couple of hits onto Kuro already. Linkers will be procced. He has to be a little careful now in case he gets locked down further. He tries to turn towards Kuro, but the charge is there. Kuro, can they get the kill? No, Rezo! He's forced out! Rezo will survive for the time being. No, the Reaper side comes in. Massive kill for Liquid. Now they can look for more. Miracle up on the high ground. Did get dragged back by Ghostic. Empire have to back off. With Rezo gone,
dead for 90 as well.
Such a huge kill, an insane amount of gold as well going towards Miracle, about 850 for that, ending the streak.
Yeah, and experience as well. That's a very over-leveled and Weaver, so they get a chunk going for them. And this is perfect. Now they get the Aegis, the cheese. They're starting to pick up more ways to break that Linken's now with Dagon as well. So that's the thing, is that they don't have a crazy amount of stunts for the Weaver, but sometimes Spirit Breaker can just be enough with the Beastmaster as well.
I mean, we saw there as well, Rezo maybe relying too much on his team, getting a bit overconfident, and he did decide to stand the ground and try and finish off KuroKy.
Yeah.
But it really did come back to bite him, and now 50 seconds without the Weaver, with an insane amount of pushing power from this Broodmother. Empire could lose a lot here in this mid lane if Liquid wish to stick on with this Aegis. We'll see how well the rest of the four of them can keep them out of it. But they're standing their ground. Now with the Maledict and the Dream Coil, Matumba's got to be careful about Matumba.
Dead once, but he's got Aegis.
Will they go back in now the Aegis is gone? That's the question. Miracle gets the tower at least. And Liquid will back off after that. So Aegis expended, but it did get them that tier 3 tower. Now they can look to the shrines.
Yep. Aghanim's is about to be done now. That's the most important thing. And Beastmaster's also building for Halberd, so more ways to break that Linken's. That's all they're looking for. If they can just have that disabled, then it's super hard for this Weaver to actually get in the fight. He's elusive, but not once his Linken's is down.
Yeah, and as we saw that just there, if Rezo's out of the game, Liquid have pretty free reign to do what they wish in terms of pushing, taking objectives against the 4. They need Rezo alive for that hard-hitting physical damage.
FN's starting to get up there too, so 4-1 and 6 on the spot.
We'll see it again here. I mean, it's a resolution, as you can see. He turns back towards Kuro. Feels like he can get the kill, but immediately, once that charge comes through, does get the initial time that's off, but Miracle beautifully holds onto that Reaper's Scythe. Make sure it's there for the second time, and the big kill is granted for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid knows they just need to pretty much expend everything on this Weaver.
Yeah.
The other ones, you know, their damage, they can be annoying, but it's nothing in comparison to what the Weaver's doing.
Now Liquid, she's ready to come down mid again. The wall's working on the shrine.
Empire needs KP on Weaver, and a secondary Linken's would actually be super useful.
Matumba comes forward, but he will get caught under the sentry. First track's out, they'll knock him out with the flame break. Has the man to start depth ward as well. Ghostic being charged upon, he'll get Yuled up. Liquid, Miracle, KuroKy closing the gap, jump over with the Nether Strike, the Reaper's Scythe. That's Ghostic down for 80 seconds. Already on the back
getting
line.
isolated.
Resolution's gone as well.
There's no buyback, that's 70 seconds.
70! Empire, they maybe begin to crumble as Liquid seemingly breaking them apart. They'll get the mid-racks off the back of that. Ghostic buys back, but nothing they can do to keep this mid lane alive.
Heals, it's now nighttime though. Liquid has to retreat completely, but like we were saying, that 24 to 28 minute mark is pretty much where I always see GH get that Aghanims online, and Liquid makes that push time.
They're so good at playing around it. And Rezo, he can't afford to get caught out like there. We saw him try and come in for back lines, get himself involved.
Needs the BKB, like we said. He needs it now at this point to deal with that gem that Mind Control's picked up. He can't be that elusive, obnoxious hero that he was before, weaving into the back lines, finding GH and isolating him. They always see him when he runs in now.
Yeah, especially with this Dagon scaling up on Miracle.
Yeah.
They get any sort of lockdown onto Resolution, and they will be able to easily burst in.
Now we've got the BKB
times
for Matu, build that we kind of expected, the Manta BKB versus what Empire has to dish out.
FN, he's going to be spotted out here. They've got the charge upon him.
He can pick up the Linken's here before he goes out.
And he does.
Got it finished.
That's the Linken's purchase.
Still getting charged out though. Does have boots of travel, so he's pretty speedy.
He's got Orb again in a second. See if he can continue to play around with Liquid. There's the Dream Core holding back KuroKy.
Should be fine.
And that indeed will allow FN that free pass to get back to base. Resolution, yeah, in terms of that BKB, still a bit of a while to go. About 2,000 will have it.
They've got a couple minutes though, downtime for they've got about 2.5 minutes till Liquid groups up again and goes to that push. Aegis isn't the important. Aegis and cheese doesn't really matter for what Liquid has. All they care about is daytime for that Aghanim's Coddle. Empire trying to take advantage of that with the smoke.
Let's see what
they know something's up. They actually started pinging it. The Beastmaster, you see Mind Control started pinging. He had the Hawk overhead where they were smoked up.
Yeah, Liquid well out of the path here of Empire. Very much grouped up on this high ground. In fact, Empire do continue to move around. Liquid themselves could look to have the favorable position to fight. Still continuing. The walls around the posture. He's going to try and TP out here. Will he make it in time? He does the charge. Not quite close enough to connect.
unable to find anything during that nighttime. Still about almost 2 minutes left on it. See if Empire is able to do anything still with that, but Rezo still trying to get closer and closer to that BKB, 1300 away. That's what they mean. They need that BKB to be able to take the fight versus Liquid at that next daytime.
I mean, and then sure, when he has the BKB and the Lincolns, he's going to be harder to catch, but there's still ways that they can work around it. They have multiple ways of still breaking that Lincolns through the BKB. So if Liquid's execution is absolutely tip-top, they can still control him, and they can definitely still kill him with the damage that Matuma Man's offering, with the punches. I mean, even with just mind control, having that aura, getting a few bashes through from Kuro.
Ghostic doing a favor for everybody, telling them the Roche timer.
They have got to watch out.
Like playing Weaver versus Spirit Breaker is so difficult, just because how naturally tanky the hero is, and just how easily he can actually lock you down with his 2 spells, because, you know, BKB piercing disables. And Rezo trying his best to get that BKB though.
Exactly the rest of the way that the lineup of Liquid's going as well. Matumba queuing up the Basher. I mean, once he gets Basher Abyssal, even harder for Rezo in these fights. He really has to keep his distance.
30 seconds till day. Liquid's already got the lanes pushed out. Bottom lane is not in a great spot for them, but they don't care about that bottom lane. The only one that really pushes hard on Empire is Resolution. So they want to do their push timing, and they push very hard with that Beastmaster.
Empire's got to get back and do something about this. Miracle still with the cheese, ready for this push. That Dagon scaled right up as well. They catch anyone, they should be able to instantly get themselves that kill with the Reaper's Scythe. 5 seconds and Rezo will be able to TP back for the time being. He's putting the pressure on that bottom lane. It's to try and get that tier 3. Slowly but surely he's going for it now. He'll TP back. There's the charge onto Miposhka Dream Coil. Will hold the gun on the back. Stick comes in, grabs him by control, tracks him right back. The Death Ward's out as well. Mind control falling low. He's gone. Matuma Man will find the kill onto Witch Doctor. Pops his BKB. Moving towards Ghostic. Resolution on the side. Trying to work in onto Miracle. Miracle has the Ghost right out. Resolution BKB'd as well, but they've lost Ghosting. Tumberman just manning up, moving in. Rezo can't find Miracle, is getting close and he will. Does take Miracle down. They're holding back Liquid, but Tumberman does finally get the tier 3. The connection, the bash. No! Time lapse just in time from Resolution. Now looking back towards Kuroki, tracks out upon him. Double kill for FN, but Tumberman and GH, they're still in the base. Can they actually get out away from these two? There's going to be a buyback from Kuroki, looking to try and get back in the fight and help out. GH healed up by the blast. Rezo falling low. He does not have the time lapse again. He's got to be careful. GH indeed bringing him in, and Rezo, he's going to get taken down. Down for 80. And now with Rezo gone, Liquid, they'll be able to easily clean up a second lane of REKT. There's still the tier 2 down bottom. We'll see how much Liquid can do. I don't know if they can necessarily go for the game. I mean, the mic control's back up in a second. Maybe they can just look to finish it now.
They can just keep recalling everybody.
Boschka's got Matuma Man just becoming this absolute beast of a spider. Cannot deal with him. And as we saw then, you know, GH just bringing the team in, and with the 4 of them there, they may be able to just go for the game. 50 seconds, no Rezo, no Witch Doctor. I don't think Empire can stop this. The push is too much from Liquid.
The Illuminate heals, the Blinding Light, just everything coming into factor there. Just too much for Res to kind of deal with, and being able to for Kuroki to buy back. I mean, they're trying their
best, but immediately the Blinding Light making sure the Ghosting cannot get him out of there. And now with the Ancient exposed, GG is called. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push.
He can always just keep recalling people with the
Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Liquid so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push. Utilizing the keeper of the line, EH, putting together that final blow, finishing. Utilizing the keeper of the line, EH, putting together that final blow, finishing. Utilizing the keeper of the line, EH, putting together that final blow, finishing. Utilizing the keeper of the line, EH, putting together that final blow, finishing. Utilizing the keeper of the line, EH, putting together that final blow, finishing.
quite too good in their game. We'll get the chance to see them play tomorrow in the winners bracket finals. I think will be the first team in the grand finals. Now, Newbee and Loda Empire are still in their game. We'll get the chance to see them play tomorrow in the winners bracket finals. Jumps are like just amazing. I want to see a compilation of just him when he's casting. I mean, I feel like in that Vici game against LGD, just film reactions jumps are like just amazing. I want to see a compilation of just him. Ice Blast combo. I mean, everyone lost their minds everywhere at that. Just incredible. After the Christian right star, everything. Every time I was YB, you might have to team when you got it all the time, but some see some pretty talented individual players going out like that. Yeah, moments like that, it's a big thing, right? I can't believe you got away from it. We can see plays like that when you get feeling in space where it takes these as well. If it was on the coast, I just can't see going away. I mean, this feeling is just like not dying. Play like that when you get feeling in space where it takes these as well. If it was on the coast, I just can't see going away. But I mean, this feeling is just like not dying. Play like that when you get some of their faces. I know so many things come out today. I don't know some of them right now. I know so many things come out today. I don't know some of them right now.
I think we've seen them in Forza, but still, also
Florida with Amplify is going to give everybody their last two cores a ton of right click damage. And Darkseer himself is more of a damage by here more than anything else. They're trying to keep every person with Amplify to give their last two cores a ton of right click damage. Empire should already counterpick the NS with having some kind of team fight with the Darkseer, and now they're going to quickly Empire Similarly will have last pick Empire after most likely pick Miracle here that he can having some kind of game with. Could be the Alchemist again, or the Alchemist a couple times. Similarly will have last pick and I think Similarly one as well. Most likely pick Miracle here. That combination is something I would definitely look out for if I was Empire. Could be the Alchemist again, or the Alchemist to go for a couple times. Similarly will have last pick and I guess Soul could work fine. I think it's going to be very dependent on what Empire uses for Revolution. I would expect the Alchemist here to most likely direct Revolution or FX. Empire's work fine. I think it's very dependent on what Empire uses for Revolution. So this is the tough pick for Team Liquid. They need to pick one of their cores without knowing either the 1 and 2 positions in Empire. That's kind of the advantage that Empire has here, but it goes back the other way when Empire has to pick their next top core. They need to pick one of their cores without knowing this is either the 1, in my opinion, the hardest pick. Empire Team Liquid, and then Empire has to might go for something back the other way. Their next top core. This is always my opinion. They've never been A, which is good Team Liquid, and then Empire has to might go for something back the other way. Huskar or some sort of nonsense. I mean, Huskar's already very good. You think of LightStealer? So this is what I think LightStealer is one of these heroes that can actually solo lane up against Batrider. I think the LightStealer's Rage to remove all the sticky napalm. And it's been nice that's not with Loda. That's how they used to see all the time. We used to see Purge too. LightStealer is one of these heroes that can actually solo lane up against Batrider. I think the LightStealer's Rage to remove all the sticky napalm. And it's been nice that's not with Loda. That's how they used to see all the time. We used to see Purge too. LightStealer is one of these heroes that can actually solo lane up against Batrider. Running around Rage to remove all the sticky napalm. This carry match is actually pretty interesting to watch. There's a couple different timings where it just goes both ways. The ultimate late game can make it absolutely supreme. But in the mid game, like there could still some matches that somewhat early game watch that will have like a ton of physical damage to push out both ways. And it can do ultimate late game damage, but physical damage in the early game before you Butterfly can be quite problematic. It could still do the matching when somewhat early game might watch it. Dagger, they're going to be where you're going to be down the first place. But yeah, the anti-mage pick is great. I like it. It's also very good against the Darkseer. Yeah, it's a similar idea of picking the LightStealer against Batrider. And the anti-mage against Darkseer, you can actually solo that lane and do damage too. Yeah, the anti-mage pick is great, and has impact for us. I like it. It's also very good against the Darkseer. Yeah, it's a similar idea of picking the LightStealer against Batrider. And the anti-mage they solo that lane. It goes late game. Anti-mage is great, and has impact for us. I like it. It's also very good against the Darkseer. Yeah, that's a similar idea of picking the LightStealer against Batrider. Yeah, I don't like it. Something like a negative hook, so there's the bursting, so they jump in with the 4 liquid. Yeah, okay. That's a lot of it's an intelligence score being sent to me. That's good. 4 liquid. And information is going to go with the right. He could. I'm sure it's not that bad. If he's such a good item right now. He's way more common in the future. And being emerged as last stand from Liquid was Razor. Hero static playing incredibly good versus LightStealer throughout the entire game. Getting rid of him, being emerged as not having to worry about him. Last stand from Liquid was up for Empire. They really don't have a great idea versus LightStealer throughout the entire game. Getting rid of him, being emerged as not having to worry about him. I'm worried about the outcome.
That's pretty good too.
For Team Liquid?
I think it's a good follow-up for Slardar and good like mix of
magic and physical.
Yeah, it's not an int hero that gets owned by anti-mage.
I think Alchemist is one of the best as well because the anti-mage doesn't really want to play fast, he just want to farm. And if you farm against the Alchemist, you're just going to lose the farming game.
Yeah, I think you just
Mage can't really do too much versus that hero because he's just going to snowball out of control. Feeling very concerned for Empire. They have 4 heroes that actually do little to nothing versus Huskar and Oracle.
I can't remember, but I think back at Dream League, wasn't it when Rezo was with Planet Odd? They had a game against Liquid where they had the Rezo anti-mage. Liquid picked the Huskar, and they Liquid just stomped that game.
It was like Empire, or it was Planet Odd, of course. They were trying to make space for him the whole time. They're trying to fight all around it, and Rezo was like trying his hardest. And even at the end of the game, I went up to him and I was talking to Rezo, and he's like, this was the absolute most impossible anti-mage game I've ever played in my life.
Yes.
He's like, even if I'm online, even if I get Battlefield like 12 minutes, it's still super difficult. This one's, they have some chances, some windows here, just because the Night Stalker lane will be able to deal with what Liquid's got, but Liquid's got very hard pressure for the lanes too. So I think it's going to be really tough for Empire this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, as we're saying, we saw Rezo plus Planet Odd weren't enough to deal with the Miracle Huskar lineup from Liquid. Our Empire plus Resolution going to be enough to deal with it. I mean, looking at the heroes they have around it, what is the best way that Empire go around this game? How do they stop Liquid getting ahead and steamrolling 20 minutes, Huskar getting unstoppable?
They need to like crush the lane somehow, but they don't really have the heroes to do that. It's going to be tough for them to deal with it. This is the nature of what it is. And it's not even just that, it's that Liquid also has backups. Yeah. They were talking about the Lifestealer pick, like PPD mentioned. Very good game for this, for the Infest bombs to, if GH has a good start, if Matu does too, they're both going to be able to snowball around and put a lot of pressure onto that anti-mage. And they can leave that Lifestealer alone is the lovely thing. Sure, maybe if Night Stalker goes down in the pressures as well, we might see rotations, but this is going to be KuroKy and GH just running around the map making space while Huskar dominates early on. Once he gets that armlet timing, it's super difficult for Empire to do anything, because also fighting around the Roche pit, they have decent heroes for it on Empire, but fighting into Liquid's heroes, that Corrosive Haze plus the magic immunity and the Huskar is going to be very hard for them to actually fight around that. So armlet plus Aegis is probably Liquid's big timing window for this one to snowball out of control.
No doubt about it, this game is going to be the biggest test for Empire here on this main stage, and the game that matters the most. They have to get the victory here to hold on and continue this run, as Liquid on the verge of knocking them out, getting that 2-0. See how this one goes down. The lanes, as you say, we'll see how much pressure they can put onto Miracle. He's going to be backed up by Kuro for the time being. We'll have this Night Stalker hovering around behind FN, so FN and Roger looking to match this dual lane, but I have a feeling it's not going to be easy against these two.
We've got high ground vision on both sides, so both are going to evenly harass each other a bit. But yep, the Fire Spears start to add up and they're very obnoxious. And it's an anti-mage versus Darkseer 1v1, so Darkseer's going to get a lot now. Anti-mage can still farm into this. Is one of the matchups that you can still do okay because that mana break-in, because of your spell shield. Once you get some levels in it, you don't take as much harassment. But now it's where Mind Control is going to have a big surge of increase in farm.
And of course that bottom lane as well, as you mentioned, Lifestealer, a hero that can certainly deal being on his own mid lane, trying to make a bit of a go onto Miracle. Miracle's going to be fine.
First few levels, the Huskar is susceptible to those right clicks and that damage that starts that up from the Puck and the Night Stalker. Very high base damage.
GH in the neighborhood, but yeah, as you were saying, doesn't need to be there with Matuma Man. Matuma Man very much can survive on his own down here in this 1v1 with the bat.
Just gives Ghostic more farm, of course, if they do the 1v1 matchup. But you get an Orb of Venom on Lifestealer, and you can just start trading hits with the bat for the most part.
And Resolution getting a little bit of space as well, whilst Mind Control heads to the side camps with the Darkseer. Top lane will be opened up. Mid lane, CS-wise, 8 for Miracle against the 5 for 2 of FN. Roger back in the lane. Miracle constantly being backed up though by KuroKy, just in case anything gets a little too scary.
Yeah, I mean, Miracle is their most important thing, so just backing him up is the most crucial thing they can do. GH and Roger just kind of looking at each other. They're just like contesting each other's bounty runes.
Yeah, bringing the Disruptor over, maybe seeing if they can make a bit of a go onto the mid lane, trying to close the gap here, seeing if they can get a grab, but already Miracle and KuroKy back off. On bottom.
Tick down a bit here, but he should be fine once he gets under tower.
And Miracle's trying to turn actually. Look at Wolf of Poshko, getting the spears stacked up, but he does get glimpsed away. GH also trying to close the gap.
They're going to chase this though. They've got another Fortune's End, and there's going to be a crush follow-up. This should be first blood right here.
GH brings him down. The rotation for Liquid making this mid lane even scarier.
The Arcane Rune on Kuro, really just letting that happen there. The reduced cooldown on Fortune's End, having it up super quickly there.
Resolution is getting his farm though on that top lane. Definitely, as we've seen, Liquid can certainly get the momentum going to the point where it doesn't matter how farmed at all this anti-mage is in the first 10-15 minutes. If the other lanes are going their way and if they can start to get the ball rolling, once these level 6s come online, once they start to group up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, once Liquid starts to group up with that armlet, once they take over the Aegis timing, it's all about if anti-mage is going to be able to split push hard enough and his team can make the space for him to become that super massive anti-mage that they really need him to be in that later stage if it gets to that point. But yeah, like we said also, it's a Huskar lineup, which is very scary with the Oracle, but it's also, they've got the backup of the Lifesteal. So they've got like the contingency kind of plan going for Liquid too.
Mind control, getting decent levels, and Neddy has that Soul Ring, so maybe then can look to try and turn back into the lane, some pressure back on Resolution. Resolution continuing being backed up by the Disruptor, so not feeling scared at all, feeling very confident in this lane.
4 minutes first night. Let's see what Roger's going to be able to accomplish here. GH gets the crush. Doesn't actually get slowed by the Void. Now he does, though. They're going to get some stickies on him. Should be able to chase him out with a few more, but do they want to continue the chase? With the next crush coming out, the stickies are just adding up, and GH should be dead here.
Fire, we'll get that, indeed. Getting something out of that first night. Not necessarily the biggest kill, but a kill nonetheless, though. Maybe look towards mid lane. Still hanging around on the sidelines here.
Kuroki's just sitting right behind him the whole time.
How do you even think about making a go into this Huskar? Even at this early stage, as you say, where he's certainly weaker pre-armlet and whilst the levels are low. How do you, I mean, you can, I guess, look to try and jump onto the Oracle, but you're almost certainly going to pay with your life lane, because then Miracle is going to be enabled to just...
They're going to go for a trade. Kuroki maybe going to get hit here by Roger, but the TP coming in from GH. They don't have Fortune's End just up yet, though.
They're getting quick TP in from GH, making sure that Empire don't get too aggressive. Still, but FN keeping up very well in the CS.
Like we said, though, that's the nice thing about having a lifesteal matchup. They just leave the lifesteal alone, and we've seen GH and Kuroki literally just porting around, trying to make just secure Miracle as best as possible. And Mind Control has resorted to the jungle almost entirely, because anti-mage burning that mana can be pretty annoying. And getting more levels of Ion Shell early is what you want versus that AM. Pressure him in the lane a bit. GH making top ones to put a little more pressure. Matu now getting an opening onto Ghosting, but with that Firefly able to get that high ground advantage. Matu unable to continue the chase.
Look who's coming with rotation.
Coming in.
Yeah, Kuro's going to be there. We'll have
TP's coming out, and oh, he actually gets on the low ground too.
So Ghosting's out of there. Top lane, a bit of a dive coming through GH. Started to move him with the iron. And that mid lane, big kill for Empire.
As soon as Kuroki leaves, Roger makes a perfect rotation coming in.
That's exactly what they need to do. Any chance to get that jump on that Huskar.
Pre-coil. That's the nice thing about Night Stalker this early in the nighttime. He's still, that right click is very threatening with the void damage, while the magic resistance is low on the Huskar. Top lane though, with that level 3 Ion Shell, they're starting to put a good amount of pressure onto Empire here.
Looking to close the gap.
But Polska got to be in some serious trouble here.
I don't think there's any escape here with this Disruptor. Pop down the Thunderstrike, Mana Void comes out, but Polska's gone. Maybe Empire can get some kills in return. We'll get one of them. It looks towards GH with their turn up from FF with the Dream Coil. That will take a second. So getting the trade, Rezo involved in both of those as well.
Not worth it for Liquid.
Diving just a step too far. As Empire on point with their reactions.
That's the first nighttime. It's very important for Roger to get all these kills, already 4 kills that he's been involved in.
And nearly at the phase boots. Certainly going to help any bit of physical extra they can have against Miracle's Huskar. Could make the difference. They're going to look to try and make it go again. They feel that he's relatively on his own. They will get glimpsed back. This is a good chance for Empire to clean him up. They've got the silence, the Thunderstrike, bringing him down low. Miracle will try and turn, but he's gone again. Kuroki not quite there in time to provide any sort of backup. This is exactly what Empire need to be doing. Taking down Huskar, Miracle twice in quick succession. The dream for them in this early game.
Yeah, they're slowing down the armlet a bit. He's still going to have it really early because he's bought all the components every time while he's dying. So the Gloves of Haste is the only one that's missing for now. That's where it becomes, you know, just super difficult to kill him with that bonus armor that armlet will give him and just the toggle ability. But yeah, that's where Huskar is susceptible, those early levels, like we keep mentioning. exactly what they need to be doing. Ghostic farms up a double or triple stack that he had over on the side, finishing up the drums now on the Batrider.
Resolution, level 7. Up there even with Matuma Man in net worth at the moment. Roger will come across, just find mind control. Make sure he gets the surge off in time. Posture as well, in fact with the kinetic, but they've got a good chance of finishing this off. GH coming in to look for Crush to keep him alive, but FN jumps in with the Dream Core. That's enough to take down one. GH, Matuma trying to go for him. Matuma does get him to his power, but no, the Infest to hold him in position. Sweet little Infest play there from Matuma to juke out the Glimpse, get himself the kill.
And they get 2. They get Roger as well on the south.
Very neat little play. This time Liquid with the superior reactions to Empire coming deep across Liquid's half of the map. Now Matuma Man in position to try and contest the farm of Resolution on this top lane.
Rezo's gonna have a good timing on that Battle Fury. But they're looking pretty okay. 1k gold lead right now for Empire.
A soldier's fortune.
Liquid's gonna be hitting that timing very soon though with that armlet.
Yet to make any sort of plays here with the lasso. As you say, he has the drums. Still very much away from the Blink Dagger, but in terms of reacting, it's going to make it a little harder as well for Miracle to look to jump near towers, having the threat of being jumped upon and lassoed. Yep. Unless Kuro obviously is in the neighborhood. Kuro, how's he doing towards that level 6? Yeah, still a bit of time.
3 or 4, yeah, 4. Yeah, still early though. There's the strength of Liquid's lineup gets it once, you know, the armlet comes out once Kuroki hits 6. I mean, Darkseer Mech is going to be another luxury that could come out too. But now Matsu with that move, that natural TP top, he makes his way toward top and is actually just pressuring the tower. Gotta be able to bring that one down soon. That's going to give him good access points to put some wards down and watch Resolution where he's farming. Miracle now starting the siege on that mid tower with that 3rd point in the Berserker Blood for the increased magic resistance.
GH actually coming in with the wraparound here. Will not quite get the crush, Rezo. Very quick there with the Blink reaction. And we'll maintain hold of this top lane for now. Same time, middle, a bit of a rotation coming through. Will be scanned out though by Liquid. The girl will know to play it safely.
Empire smoked up around the area too. The scan wasn't what didn't catch the actual smoked heroes, it caught the bat, but see if they're actually gonna get a pick off here. Kuroki trying to get that level 6 online.
There is back. Look at the position though. Miracle and TH still prepared for any sort of play that comes in. Trying to use Kuroki as bait at the moment.
Poshka really wants to dive this. He's pinging it out. Liquid's in position.
We'll see if they get away with it. They look to lead in. They've got the flame break back. Immediately going on to Kuroki. Trying to get in position for the crush, but Kuroki's already down. They glimpse Miracle away as well. So Liquid do not have a chance to do anything in return. Empire just taking the kill from right to the noses and at the same time up top. Looking for Matuma Man. Matuma's out of mana.
Wow, they actually get him here.
Playing around there in a situation where he had no chance to rage. Another free kill for Empire. Rezo blinks himself away from GH just in time.
Empire playing that very well. Roger getting that super early level 6 on the Night Stalker. They're able to turn it nighttime with that darkness. And with the sticky, that's where the slow turn rate is always obnoxious. Loda was unable to get the crush and they couldn't get any trade kills. Miracle now putting some pressure on that tower with the wagon. The Poshka's got Glimpse and has Static Storm. They have a lot of TP rotations.
They want to try and do something. Their false promises now up.
Yeah.
So this becomes a hell of a lot harder. They'll look towards the side to pick off Liquid's GH to begin things now. Turning towards Miracle. Miracle feeling very confident. In fact, he jumps straight in. Looking for Roger. Will get Glimpse back. But Roger getting wrapped around upon by Matuma Man. Vacuum's there as well from Mind Control. They'll clean up the Night Stalker. Liquid starting to get aggressive. Empire, can they slow this down? Flame break onto Miracle. Still.
Where it begins. 5 men, or the group up together by Liquid with that armlet, with that level 6 Kuroki. GH now looking for a bit of space. Needs a little bit more farm. He's not been having the most successful rotations. 1 in 3 actually on GH and that Slaughter.
I mean, Empire have to be so careful around this mid lane. We've seen, you know, if they show Miracle will jump on them. Yeah. He knows that he can survive at this stage.
It's nighttime now.
Around him.
He can start to make plays around their vision.
If they can get the silence onto Kuro with the Static Storm, maybe they have a chance, but without that, there is just no killing this Husker at this stage. They'll glimpse him back. Kuro, can he save him in time? He should be able to. False promise out straight away. I mean, they will force the ultimate out. Maybe they could try and fight around the cooldown of it. Roger, he's looking to intend to do so, comes forward. You know, without FN having the Dream Core back, still down for a minute. Very hard to even try and take those fights when the false promise is unavailable.
They're trying to use their night times every single time though with Empire, because the anti-mage isn't fighting with them, they need that benefit of the night. So they're going to smoke up again to do that pressure, to give Resolution space to get that battle period a good timing, and he's very close to 500 away. Smoke breaks, Heroic sees it. Go for Miracle again here, but he actually
Miracle
disjoints
just jumps in. Miracle's ready to fight, jumps forward onto Roger. There's the lasso, but immediately there, the Fate's Edict on Miracle. The magic damage is not going to go through. Miracle just chases down Roger, who tries to fly himself away. The rest of Liquid looking towards the remainder of Empire, towards the side of it. Get the vacuum back onto Miposhka.
Great response from Liquid. Did he disjoint the glimpse of the life break?
It looks.
That's what it looked like, right?
I don't know if we can get a replay of that one, but something happened there. But either way, it's just the Disruptor going down, but still it's getting scary. We're seeing Liquid grouping up as a team. Empire having a lot of trouble trying to even dent this five-man lineup that Liquid are presenting.
GH gets picked up again though, so it's slowing down his farm and his levels quite a lot. They actually really want him to get that level 6 early for that Roche.
We'll see it again here. There was the glimpse, and indeed...
Yeah, he did. He disjointed it with the
because of the immunity.
Yeah, you get the invulnerability during that. During that like split second when you're jumping. So really well played by Miracle there, not getting repositioned. And now the deep aggressive wards come out to watch where the anti-mage is going to be farming. 3 placed by Liquid. Now the next one that we talk about usually is the one defensive ward you put in your jungle to watch when anti-mage goes in there. So that'll probably be the next thing Liquid wants to do.
14-minute Battle Fury. Absolutely perfect here for Rezo. And as expected, did have, for the most part, an incredibly free lane up on the top. Getting involved in kills as well when Matumba turned up to the lane. But of course, this is all something that Liquid, they allowed this to happen. They know that they have this too.
They're going for him. They get the vacuum up on the high ground, and with the Infest bomb, really well played there by Mind Control and Liquid, just aware of where he was farming.
Yeah, and this is the thing, it doesn't matter what time you let that anti-mage get his Battle Fury by if you're able to kill him, and Liquid have such a good lineup, as the panel mentioned, for taking down this anti-mage that's still going to be in farming phase for quite a while.
Yeah, and that was without the ward. They didn't have any vision of him actually being there. They just figured that that's where he's going to be farming since they have 3 aggressive wards. And now they placed the 1 defensive ward to watch when he does walk into their jungle. So yeah, that was just a perfect smoke because there's 2 wards actually there to defend him. Of course, under that smoke, they're not able to see them. Still nighttime for 50 more seconds. Empire start trying to keep their aggression going, but Liquid now all are reacting. Everyone is porting down bottom.
Yeah, they see them under this ward. And I mean, Empire, they have 2 heroes here. They could be in trouble. Miposhka goes straight for the TP out. We actually make it. No cancel there quite in time. Roger still very deep. But Liquid themselves, no wards down here. So Roger may be finding. Doesn't actually have a TP though. So he's going to have to find a long way out of this.
He's going to have to wait. He's trying to go for the courier is what it looks like here with the base boots.
It looks like he can get away with it. All right, Roger. We saw him do it game 1, game 2 he gets it.
Made pay with his life. GH on the prowl. He now saw him for a second. Daytime is going to kick in about 8 seconds here. Roger's hiding though. GH does not know. Roger has the ward advantage.
He's going to get away with it. Bottom lane, Mind Control.
Nicely done. Space.
Mech complete. FN pretty much has the Blink Dagger. And absolutely crucial item, as we're saying. If either FN can get onto this backline, or you have the Disruptor with the Static Storm, anything that they can do to stop Kuro from being able to save Miracle on the front lines.
Yeah, that is
got the chance to turn the fight. It's all down to Miposhka and FN.
That is the nice thing that they do have. You know, Empire has that very vision-heavy lineup with the Night Stalker, with the Bat Rider, and they have, of course, the Puck to get into the back lines. If they can, that's their biggest winner to go for those type of plays onto the Huskar. But, you know, it's like I keep mentioning, you know, it's a Huskar lineup, but this Lifestealer is very threatening. Already about to have Desolator finished up on top of that armlet. So his damage is going to be no joke, and it's really only the anti-mage to deal with that. The other 4 heroes do not match up well versus Lifestealer or Huskar.
And because of the brilliant way, as you said with the Desolator, that Liquid are itemizing it whole, it means that there's just no chance that Empire can turn up the fight. We'll see GH's vision here as he went for that chase. And see Roger with that position around the tree line, no vision at all. GH of course, making the nice call as well, not to waste too much time hunting for it. Gets back to his team, a bit of a smile there as well, as he knows the Duke's successful there. Top lane, Miracle and Matumba pushing down this tier 2.
Some tower trade. Very even game though so far, about 1k lead for Empire and 2k experience lead. They've been doing a good job of using those night times aggressively. All 10 kills have been involved with Roger. So these, we keep like beating it to death basically, but these roaming forests are really the crucial things for a majority of these teams. They now know where Rezo's farming. We actually do see, I think, the ping coming up from Miracle. And this is what we were talking about. The armlet, Corrosive Haze, they can walk straight into Roche Pit, even open wounds on top, so the sustain is there.
Empire know that this is going on.
In, though, yeah, they
did scan it outside. They're heading towards the pit. Are they going to be able to take the fight? The Miracle already heading straight in. Jumps forward on Roger with the Corrosive Haze. Roger just evaporates. Now, they do get the lasso again. They should have potential if they have got a false promise. Static Storm keeping them at bay. Dreamcoil as well. Kuroki, he's still got the range though. Gets the false promise off onto Miracle. Miracle no longer in any sort of threat. In fact, Miracle goes forward. He's going to get ghosted with the spears. Back up to full health thanks to Kuroki on the Oracle. And could head straight back into the pit. Empire, very little they can do at this stage of the game. They need to just hope that the time's going to be there for Rezo to get a few more items.
He's trying his damnedest.
At least the Manta style.
Yeah. He's trying so hard to get that split push. This is what's so crazy though. It's like the Huskar Oracle and the Dazzle Huskar kind of things is, of course, he's very immune to most damage, but it's that you're so low. So you have the max Berserker Blood like pretty much at all times. So you have 340 bonus attack speed in all of those instances.
Yeah, there's just no way that Rezo can turn up to a fight in this state.
And they have no damage for, they don't really have the damage for a Huskar or a Lifestealer in that case, because he's all their physical.
Yeah, this is just a Huskar pick, as usually is when Liquid find the chance to pick it, with such a strong final fifth pick. We'll get Glimpse back.
He's got Aegis. They may be able to bring him down once here since he's so isolated.
The armless upon him currently not quite in the neighborhood. There's the vacuum wall though, Empire already backing up. They know they can't kill him a second time.
I think he actually, it looked like he double tapped the armlet there. Maybe it was a slight mistake.
Well, in fact, Matumba might just find Pushka. Ooh, my Pushka. Quick DP out, will keep himself alive. So much weight on Rezo this game. He needs to farm his backside off as the quickest he ever has. Nearly has the Manta. At least at that point, it becomes hard for Liquid to catch him. But of course, the way that Liquid are playing, they really don't give a damn about this anti-mage. They're not hunting him down. They're just pushing the lanes. They know that they can win this game without having to even think twice about the AM if they continue at this pace.
Yeah. GH is getting very close to Blink Dagger, so they'll have that catch mechanic at least for him later on. And now the Courier is going to be delivering a lot of items here for Liquid. The Greaves are finished up, the Desolator.
And you can see this trying to somehow find the back lines, but Miracle jumps forward, Ghostic will get the Blink off, does have the lasso. Far away now from Kuro. Kuro getting over to the neighborhood, and there we have it again. False promise out onto the Huskar. Miracle's going to be fine. They should be able to get Ghostic because he gets nuked down by the Purifying Flames.
The two-man stun.
Gets the two-man crush as well onto FN and Roger. And Liquid, they can move in for more with the vision from the Corrosive Haze. Miracle jumps up to the high ground, takes down Roger. The rest of Empire sent back to base. They just cannot deal with this combo. We saw them there trying to somehow wrap around the lineup of Liquid to get to Kuroki, but Kuroki's positioning absolutely perfect, constantly keeping his entire team between himself and that of Empire.
They're hunting Rezo. He's got Manta style, so he's able to remove that vision of the Corrosive Haze, but GH continues to chase, sees the real one.
It's going to be close.
Unable to find him though, too fast with that blink.
I mean, yeah, Miracle as well, 21 minutes in, Halberd has the lifesteal, armlet. I mean, if Empire could somehow defeat this Liquid Huskar lineup, it's going to be quite the performance.
They're trying their hardest to make as much space for Rezo. He's getting pretty big. He's got Manta style almost toward the butterfly, building toward the butterfly next. The bush just gets shredded. Playing a support in this game is probably one of the hardest things to do versus a Huskar Oracle. Every time you're seen, you're dead. Roger actually walks up, gets spotted for a moment, but he can fly.
Looking to try and get that Solar Crest on Roger. I mean, any sort of thing they can use to try and slow down the potential of Miracle in these team fights. Resolution. Can he do it? I want to say already, I feel that this game for Rezo and Empire's going better than that of Rezo and Planet Odd when we saw them have to deal with Miracle's Huskar.
Yeah.
And Poshka, though, not having a fun time. Matumba straight in upon him. Empire are there. Can they do anything to react?
Oh, the stun in
and Miracle, he's just going to be ready to fight. They do get that lasso off, trying to drag him away, but Miracle jumps down into the river. Ghostic ticking down low. Will try for the TP out. Not going to make it, though. The Purifying Flames nuke from Kuro, enough to take him.
Roger's going to get cut off to it.
He's not getting out of here. The vacuum down to the low ground. Corrosive is granting them the vision and the potential to beat down upon him. Empire losing all four, other than Rezo. Liquid pushing down the bottom lane.
All of them are full health. They're all healthy. And Rezo's trying his damnedest to do the split push that he can, going for that AC next.
I mean, they may just even get the racks here.
This is the push.
I don't know if Empire can push Liquid out of the base. We'll see how safe Liquid want to play. They don't. They're sticking around. They know that they can stand their ground here. 23 minutes in. Take a melee racks from the lineup of Empire. There's nothing that Empire can do at this stage of the game with the draft that they have against a Huskar. Resolution will at least find something in return.
They were trying to actually go for that pickup there. GH was TPing, but it looked like either cancel it or I think he got glimpsed actually. It looked like from mid-push to stop his TP. They smoke up though. They want to continue that aggression. They want to try to get more out of this.
Empire, they've got to run, they've got to hide, but they're not going to get the chance. GH and Matumbaman straight in onto Ghost Stick. Kinetic Field will hold back the Slaughter. So no more casualties for now, at least for Empire. Miracle will back up to the top lane. Start to clean it out. Push back what Resolution had achieved, and in fact, GH, Invis.
This could be pretty big to pick up one of the heroes. Manta Style is
He's out on his own though. Doesn't quite have backup.
Batu's on his way. He blinks away, he blinks out. Doesn't want to try to go for that when there's 3 heroes there.
Rezo looking for the Assault Crass. At least something that may help them turn the tides against the Huskar, but even at that, we know that these fights are very, very far from becoming easy or even possible for Empire against this backup, this team that they have around the Huskar. It's such a perfect draft around Miracle.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, it's just the anti-mage. He can deal with the Huskar, but then it's the Life Stealer who can also be a big issue with this build that he's gone down. I love that Matu goes for the Rush Desolator build too. Being able to take those early builders. That's what they want to do. They don't want to take this game super late versus an anti-mage. They may be able to just because of their heroes, but that's not what they want to do. This team is about closing games around 30 minutes.
Oh, that's a man who's drafted Huskar. The smile there on Kuro's face is lovely, and that's a man that's had Huskar drafted against him.
That Ben's very stressed out right now.
Nearly, well, closing in on having an Assault Cuirass as well on Miracle. As the money, the Hyperstone, 1,300 to go, and that will be there. And yeah, with the AC on a Huskar, Deso, as we've seen obviously on Matumba, as you mentioned, picking it up as his first major item.
The last pretty much 13 minutes has had 0 kills for Empire. They have been stuck at that 10 kill mark while Liquid picked up an immense amount, plus shrines, plus racks. So that's the timing we were talking about, you know, that armlet into the Aegis, that's where they get their big ball rolling for Liquid, and they've done it perfectly so far. Rezo's trying so hard to get that farm and be that carry that he can actually join engagements, but his team just does not match up well versus what Liquid's got besides him.
Rezo, nearly at his own Assault Cuirass. So at least something, and as well as obviously for him giving a bit more chance when it comes down to being forced to fight. Also nice for the pushing as well himself. Maybe he can continue to look for this rap potential. We know that Liquid's line up for the most part to get the job done. They do love to move as 5. He can try and slowly pull them apart to these side lanes, make them react to his plays. But he has got to be on the top of his game. And so far in terms of the farm he has, but can Rezo and Empire outplay this incredible force that Liquid have here in this game too?
Definitely not if they get Aegis and Cheese. If Liquid gets this Aegis and Cheese, they're going to be able to just walk down the mid, or maybe even just the top lane. Top lane is usually easier to push because there's not as many shrines accessible. Mid is one of the hardest because of that triple shrine. And Roche, we're going to find out in about 10 seconds how long it will be till it respawns. Full AC for Miracle, so already has that one to match up with Rezo's when he does get it. So that's going to make their siege a lot easier. And Roche is a very short timer, 18 seconds until that's going to be coming up. Don't know if Empire can take the fight around that Roche. Roki though does get isolated by Rezo. So gets at least one pick off here while Kuro is trying to get wards out to prep for that Roche. And they start pinging it out already on Empire. They know that it could be a problem. Now Roche will spawn. My control walks in at the exact timing that it does.
I mean, is it at the point where you look to FN and say, you've got to go in for a steal? You've got to look for that Aegis steal play on the puck.
They got to go for some big fight. They have to get very good vision around that Roche pit to look for that Oracle.
I mean, if they can find Miracle whilst Kuro's down, Miracle very close to them there. They're looking to see if they can get some sort of a catch. Have they got the vision for the glimpse? They have. Miracle glimpse back. They will grab him into the lasso. No Kuro for 10 seconds.
Crush.
Comes in with the crush, grabs the ball. Matumbaman gets the double kill. It doesn't matter that Kuro's not there because the rest of the team have Miracle's back. GH there, quick with the jump in. Now they turn towards Roshan. Empire with 2 down. Kuro's back in the game. This should be an easy Roche for Liquid. And Empire know that they cannot come anywhere near this. It's down, it's gone into the hands of Miracle. The Aegis is there.
Aegis and Cheese, their top lane is in a perfect position for Liquid to push. So down the mid lane, the line is drawn. Now Rezo has to try to push out this bottom wave. And now you see Rezo actually puts the BKB into his quick buy. He needs to fight into this next couple situations, but he's still quite a ways away.
I mean, there was so much hope here for Empire getting that grab back, but immediately GH joining in with Matumba, man. Very little that Empire could do to react to that. The rage out before Miposhka could get the Static Storm out in response.
It was pretty surprising that Miposhka didn't actually just try coating the area with the Static Storm early to preemptively expect maybe some kind of rotations in.
Top lane,
but
here comes the siege.
Didn't expect GH there, and yeah.
Rezo, the query is though, he's going to look to try and force some sort of reaction. The tier 3 falling though, they have the fortification. Rezo continuing with the split push pressure.
Does not push nearly as fast as they do though.
And he hasn't quite got the creeps, so the back door slowing him down as well. Now the creeps are back, but already up top, they're losing the full set of racks on this top lane as Liquid claim another. Rezo, how long is he going to stay down here? The fortification coming out from Liquid. He needs the rest of his team to stop Liquid from getting the Mega. They'll jump in with the last. So Static Storm there as well. They do get the silence out. Kuroki was silenced. So Economy gets the backup. Now he has the false promise. Comes through onto Miracle. Empire tried their best there to keep the Oracle silence, but it wasn't long enough. Miracle now turning towards Ghostic. Rezo did manage to get a Rax from the bottom. He gets the melee Rax. Rezo gets back. A kill would really be the icing on top of the cake here if Empire can find it, but Miracle just standing his ground. No false promise for a bit. Rezo is here, ready to fight.
Still got Aegis too.
Now he's going to jump in, looking for the back line. And he's trying to go for Micro John. Miracle jumps on him. Miracle will get brought up there by the glimpse. Rezo able to blink out again. Jump forward from Ghostic, looking for a target here. See if Miposhka can get out. He cannot. Will get brought down by the Cross Face. The crush from GH, but buyback immediately. Ghostic as well. Drawing Liquid away, but Miracle's just standing his ground, beating into the mid-racks, looking for the Mega Creeps. He's going to get it. Mega Creeps are out now in favor of Liquid. Empire, they are still all alive here for this defense. What can they do to stop this now? Up against the Megas. Jump forward from Miracle, looking for Miposhka. He gets the glimpse back, but he's already gone. Miposhka down for 40. Roger, Corrosive hazed up as well. Matumba man chases him. Resolution moving in, but GG. Good luck next is called by Empire. It's all too much. Once again, this Huskar pick pretty much setting the game. Some would certainly say from the start. It's all too much. Once again. The way there to the end.
It is what it is, right? You got Huskar oracled.
Yeah.
Not even just a Huskar oracle, they also have the backup of the Lifestealer. So overall, well-rounded draft from Liquid and Empire. Just these 4 heroes cannot match up versus Huskar oracle.
Nothing you can
Anti-Mage takes too long to get up.